Before you even knew the word love, your heart already understood its shape. Long before your first heartbreak, your first kiss, or your first whispered, "I love you," there were patterns at play written not in destiny's stone, but in the quiet blueprints of your soul. Astrology doesn't dictate who you'll love. It doesn't hand you a name, a date, or a guarantee. Instead, it offers a mirror, one that reflects the way you give, the way you receive, and the lessons your soul came here to learn through connection. When we talk about love in astrology, most people rush to look at their sun sign compatibility. But in reality, love lives in deeper places in the chart. Venus, Mars, the moon, the seventh house. These placements are like the threads that weave your relational story across lifetimes. Let's start with Venus. Venus is the planet of love, beauty, and attraction. But in soul-centered astrology, Venus is also a memory. It's the echo of how you've expressed love before, both in this life and in many before it. A Venus in Aries might love like fire, direct, passionate, and sometimes impulsive, because in past lifetimes, they learned to chase what they wanted without hesitation. A Venus in Cancer loves like a homecoming, gentle, protective, and deeply emotional, because they've been the nurturer across centuries. And a Venus in Capricorn might love through loyalty, structure, and consistency, building something solid that lasts, because they've lived lives where commitment was sacred. But Venus is only half the story. To understand what moves your heart, you have to look at the moon. The moon, in astrology, speaks to your emotional world, the needs you have before logic steps in. If your moon is in a fire sign like Leo or Sagittarius, love feels like adventure and recognition. You want to be seen, celebrated, and to grow together. If your moon is in water, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, love feels like a deep ocean, private and intimate. You crave emotional safety, a connection that feels unshakable. If it's in air, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, love feels like a conversation that never ends. You fall for minds before faces. And if it's in Earth, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, you love through action, stability, and the quiet comfort of presence. Then there's Mars, the planet of passion and desire. Mars doesn't show how you love. It shows how you pursue, how you express attraction, how you fight for connection. A Mars in Gemini might flirt with words and curiosity. A Mars in Scorpio might pursue with intensity and focus, unable to do anything halfway. A Mars in Aries, they chase boldly, making love feel like an exhilarating hunt. But perhaps the most revealing part of all is your seventh house, the house of partnership. The sign on the cusp of your seventh house, and any planets within it, can tell you the qualities you seek in a partner, often unconsciously. For example, if Libra rules your seventh house, you seek balance, harmony, and someone who values beauty, inside and out. If Capricorn rules it, you may seek a partner who is grounded, ambitious, and committed to long-term goals. If Pisces rules it, you may crave a spiritual, almost otherworldly connection, something that transcends the ordinary. And here's the deeper truth. Your chart doesn't only show the love you want, it shows the love you need to grow. Sometimes those aren't the same thing. That's why many of us are drawn to relationships that feel electric, but are also deeply challenging. It's the soul's way of saying, here is where you need to learn. Carl Jung once wrote, "The meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed." In this way, love isn't just about happiness, it's about evolution. Some relationships are meant to last a lifetime. Others are meant to last long enough to change us forever. In Karmic astrology, certain placements hint at past life connections, relationships you've lived before and returned to for resolution. The South Node, for example, can point to people you've known in other lifetimes, while aspects between your chart and another's can reveal unfinished stories.
A conjunction between someone's moon and your South Node might mean you were family or lovers before. A Venus-Saturn aspect might mean you're here to work through karmic lessons about commitment and responsibility. But here's the thing, astrology is not a prison. Knowing your chart is not about predicting the inevitable. It's about becoming conscious of the patterns you carry. If your Venus placement shows you give love freely, but struggle to receive it, you can learn to open your heart without fear. If your moon shows a fear of abandonment, you can learn to trust that love won't disappear when you're vulnerable. If your Mars shows a habit of chasing what runs, you can learn to value what stays. And when you bring this awareness into your relationships, love stops being a mystery that happens to you and becomes something you co-create. Because at its core, astrology is not about predicting love. It's about revealing the way your soul wants to love and the kind of love that will help it grow. So maybe the question isn't, who is my soulmate? Maybe the question is, how can I become the kind of soul that loves fully, deeply, and without fear? Because when you do that, when you understand your Venus, your moon, your Mars, your seventh house, you stop chasing a perfect relationship. You start building a conscious one. And that is the kind of love that lasts, not because fate demands it, but because you choose it, every single day. If this spoke to your heart, I'd love to hear from you. Share your Venus, Moon, and Mars placements in the comments, and tell me how they show up in your love life. And if you want to explore the deeper side of astrology, how it blends with philosophy, psychology, and soul work, subscribe to our channel and join this growing community. Here, love isn't just romance. It's the art of awakening together.